Welcome to the Coach V Show. And thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Happy Mana Motivation Monday. Today on the show, we have Sister Nikki MacGregor coming in from the 208, not Boise, Idaho, but from the Meridian, Idaho. And she will be sharing on her life, her story, her significance, and her success, along with this project of Gathering of Lightworkers that you can find on gatheringoflightworkers.com and also on Facebook. And you will really enjoy what it is that she is doing that now you can pull lessons from, inspiration from, empower yourself, deploy it into the marketplace in your life, leadership, and business to become who it is that you want. And now a word from our sponsor. Thanks again for tuning in. Welcome to the Coach V Show, your Hollywood radio show for personal development with expert insights and interviews to help you, me, and we work to be our best and live our best life. Offering for your consideration the success frameworks, behavioral models, and frameworks through some of my insights, but definitely through my featured guests, that if you should find value in them, that you subscribe and deploy all over your life, leadership, and business. Here on the Coach V Show, where iron sharpens iron, together we rise, powered by the Island City Media Group, where the beach meets the streets. And today we are featuring one of the 208's finest. Sister Nikki MacGregor is the founder of Gathering of Lightworkers in Meridian, Idaho, not Boise, Idaho, Meridian, Idaho. This community was created to raise the frequency of joy and gratitude, coming together, sharing knowledge and experience and wisdom in all things healing, mind, body, and spirit. For many years, Nikki had a strong pull to bring people together, to create a common ground and share knowledge. In March of 2022, the group was sparked with 12 energetic souls gathered around a table. The energy created that day was so profound, she was asked to do it again and again and again. And today, the Gathering Lightworkers is rapidly growing community with various members, opportunities that enhance and elevate each individual's experience and their personal journey. Some are there to find their tribe and have a safe place to connect with like-minded people. Others are professionals in the healing space, looking for a solid foundation to share what they do and be supported on the business side of healing. Nikki, a wife, a mama to two little girls. She is professionally trained in health education, athletic training, and physical therapy. She is dedicated to over 20 years practicing in healthcare. She has always felt wellness should be approached on all aspects, including physical wellness, nutritional wellness, mind, spiritual wellness, relational wellness, and even financial wellness. Her goal is to continue to share and expand the consciousness of all of those modalities and natural healing options that are available and effective. Welcome to the Coach V Show, your 208 sister from the Meridian, Idaho, Nikki MacGregor. Welcome to the show, Nikki.
Thank you, Coach. Wow, what a great introduction. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, we got to make sure that the Lightworkers founder, make sure we get some good vibes going on the show. How are things? And let's start with where did all this start? Where were you born? Where were you raised? Let's start from the very beginning. What is
Where
your
do you
Genesis point?
start? I know, the beginning, the birth of it all. Yeah, just a little bit about myself, beyond just the introduction is, we've all lived different lives and we all have our different paths, and every one of us been through so much, especially the
Right.
last few years. And I think a lot of us are in this self-discovery of where are we going? What am I supposed to do with my life? Um, where is this taking me? Right. And so I think a lot of people have made a lot of shifts. And for me personally, I knew that I needed to start bringing people together. And that's where that pull came in my heart. So I am professionally trained in healthcare. My desire to go into that path, my mother had cancer twice when I was younger. She's very healthy. She's a badass woman now, 73 years old, just kicking it on the farm. um, my father had early onset Alzheimer's and he passed in 2016. And so there's a lot of driving force in me that I have always known in healthcare that there's a better way. There's a way where our bodies innately know how to heal ourselves when given the proper environment and not inundated with all these different toxins and exposures. And that really comes on all levels. It's on a spiritual level, it's on an energetic level. It's not just going to the doctor and getting that pill. That's not the answer to all of it. So yeah, that's a lot of the driving force of where I'm at. As far as spiritual gifts, if we're going to talk about that, we might as well dive there. We all have God-given spiritual gifts. I say the word God and Jesus Christ, but in our group, we have people that believe in all things. So we don't really talk about politics and the dogmatics, but we all believe in something higher and that is driving us. And with those spiritual gifts, yeah, I feel things. I feel other people. So when I go in a crowd and I'm at, Costco or Walmart, I get inundated with all these different energies. And when I was younger, I didn't really understand that. Or
Mm,
when I was doing physical therapy and body work, I could feel energy. And they didn't talk about that in school, And so I had a lot of self discovery. I did a lot of like trying to push it down and numb it. But that really wasn't serving of my higher good. So, yeah, I'm 43 years old now. So I've had quite a few years of learning about myself and also sharing with others. And so that is a lot of the pull of bringing more people together because we're all on a different path and a different journey. We're all getting kind of pushed in a certain direction. I think a lot of us are feeling that. So, yeah, that is the birth of a gathering of lightworkers.
that's awesome. I've always felt that of you is just an amazing vibe, and I'm all about vibes, not just because I'm Coach V. But I think if there was a V word that I'm all about is vitality, right?
I love it.
Is like mind, body, and soul, and being able, because of your individual vitality or internal vitality, to be able to perform, function, work to be your best, live your best life. And then along the way, there's a point where we start helping others also find that path. Talk about that, because I mean, March of 2022, that's pretty recent. And then, you guys started together was probably some of my brothers, our brothers that we know together, some guys like Isaac
Yes,
Naylor, Will Green, right?
absolutely.
Talk about that first meeting. And you just so happened to have transitioned to the financial industry, in fact, correct? You
Yeah.
were you were in the
I'm
financial, you were in healthcare, went over to the financial industry. Talk about all that.
Mhm. Yeah, so I basically I'm gonna say universe spirit God gave me a big like slam in the face, like it's time to move on. And so I left healthcare, went home, and I just needed to discover what I needed to do. And I always looked at wellness as bubbles. And I know we've talked about this in the past, but wellness is about nutritional, physical, mental, spiritual. We have to have financial wellness in there. And I was on my own journey. I had a lot of time at home. So I'm reading about law, tax code, financial. I've invested since I was 22. So that's nothing new to me. But I really felt like that was important for people to also dive in for their own overall wellness. I had a lot of people of my healing friends literally sit me down and say, Nikki, what are you doing? Like, this is opposite. And I go, no, it's not opposite. Like, I'm being pulled to learn about this. I'm being pulled to share this in a manner that resonates with people. I'm relatable with people. I know now why, because I'm incorporating that with the business owners within our group. I want that that financial wellness to be part of their experience with the group. We always pinhole healing as just one thing, but it's such a overall umbrella capacity to do all things. But yeah, the 12 people around a table in March, it really was just like, all right, go time, let's do it. And Will Green was there. And we just wanted to bring really strong, powerful, energetic, positive people together. And it was so magical. And like we slept good. We were on like this energetic high. Like it was amazing. And so everybody wanted to do it again and again. And that's where that came from. And it developed into socials, learning experience, and bringing professionals in to share what they do. Because there's so many unique modalities out there that people
Mm.
need to get their hands on. There's so much out there that's amazing to just discover yourself. And once you work on yourself, then everything else gets better. And so we all need to give ourselves permission of that abundance as well. Abundance in our family, in our life, in our relations, in our business practice, whatever that means. And so yeah, we're exploding very rapidly. We're, I think, pushing 300 members on Facebook. And it's going rapid, and I'm just keeping up with that growth. We just launched membership. So we've created this huge enhancement and value to the experiences. And more is coming on. And so I'm just really excited to be part of this journey.
Yeah, that's awesome. And what about now something I don't believe in? I don't believe in work-life balance. I just believe in priorities. I've never experienced a 50-50 split in balance in terms of work life and personal life. But how do you find your priorities now? I mean, you're a working professional, you're a mom, and then you're also a wife. And then now you're also an integral piece to a community that's vastly growing really quickly. Where's the priorities there, and how, for all of us professionals, how do you prioritize, design that into a calendar, and deploy it into really reaching the objectives and obtaining and reaching the goals that you want?
The first thing that comes to mind is healthy boundaries. I really feel like that's important.
Mm.
So, I have now become a business owner, and as emails never stop, phone calls never stop, messages never stop. So it's creating for my family. The most important thing in my life is God and my family, that inner circle. And then there's the outer circles that come to that. And so as long as I'm keeping my inner circle happy and healthy, that's what is the priority. And so it's keeping your priorities straight, but also
Mm.
setting up healthy boundaries too. And so for instance, my daughters are 8 and 11, and when they get off of school, if I need to do something, I just let them know mommy's going to do this. But otherwise, I'm going to put that phone down and I'm going to give them my full attention. So that's really important. But yeah, there's many hats that are worn by all of us.
Yeah.
And sometimes we're wearing a lot of hats. And so there's a breaking point. Like, there's only so much we can do, but we need to remember our inner circles and then continue to create healthy boundaries. Because no is a complete sentence. And it is okay to tell people on those outer circles of your home and your life, it's okay to say no if you can't do all of the things. So that would just, in the many things that I've done through life, I think that's one thing that always comes back is it is okay. It's okay to disappoint those on the outside, the outer boundaries, right? Because the people that matter most are right here in your home.
Oh, that's phenomenal. So talk about, so shout out to my new director of marketing, Dean Uwata, who has now really focused my company and my business to married executives. So in that, how has the marriage been impacted by this new revolution in the community of Meridian? And how is that impacting your everyday marriage? I remember in one of our prior Zoom connections, you mentioned that he's now the best version of himself. He's losing weight and he's getting muscular again. I
Getting his
mean,
sexy back.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, all of that. I mean, that's all part of staying and being happily married. Talk about that with the new challenge of growing an opportunity that is vastly important to you, part of your purpose, but yet at the same time, marriage is still something that's really important.
Yeah, it comes with challenges. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'll be transparent, leaving a good paying job and leaving a 20 plus year career, not knowing what I was gonna do means that he had to be pretty supportive of me.
Right.
Because I did not jump to another job. I knew that my job, my life purpose was something different, and I had to follow my heart and the messages that were being given to me. And so he's been supportive of that. It comes with challenges. There's no lie there, right? And
Yeah.
especially when I'm literally on the new frontier because the Gathering of Lightworkers was created out of pure joy and just gratefulness to be in the presence of these different human beings. And it organically became something that I realized this is my purpose. My purpose is to bring community together and share wisdom and knowledge and have this experience as it isn't like anything else out there. And so of that uniqueness, my husband's been watching this, but he's also been making his own personal changes and meeting people within the group that have changed his life, like being set up with somebody that did nutritional coaching and helped with resetting his system.
Yeah, what
And
was
he
his
lost
name?
45 pounds. It's David and Lauren Cruz with Ketogenic Reset.
Yeah, David Cruz. I met him on a Zoom before. Yeah.
Yeah, they did phenomenal work at coaching and helping him through that process. And so for my husband, for me, that's wealth. That is a transfer of wealth, because if I hadn't have left my job and I hadn't been on a plane for my wealth job, and then met a lady, and then she invited me to dinner, and I met David and Lauren, and then we met, it just kind of unravels and unfolds. And we don't realize that is wealth. We have wealth that's not just monetary, but it's experiences and transfers and transformations of our life. And so when we start being grateful for all these things that do happen to us and who we meet and who we form relationships with, then I don't know, it's just so much more peaceful in life, and grounding. But
Hmm.
yeah, back to the marriage. Yeah,
How many
it's been a
years?
good
And
thing.
introduce us to your husband. How many years
My
married?
husband, Scott MacGregor, he is a physical therapist, also trained in athletic training at Boise State. And we've been married 11 years. Got to think about it. 11 years, 10 kids, not 10 kids, sorry, 11 years, 2 kids. I had 11. Oh my gosh. I just had 11 puppies. My dog, that was, yeah. So I just evicted
So
all of the
11 puppies, but two kids.
I know. I just evicted those. So with all the things that I'm doing. But
Nice.
yeah, no, it's been great. Sometimes it's uncomfortable to change. It's uncomfortable in marriages to make these big decisions, that do impact your financial, your bank account. But in the end, it's going to be so much better. And I can see the growth in our relationship and so many other relationships that are happening, by being brave and starting something new, and listening to my heart and listening to the messages that what I'm supposed to do.
No, that's awesome. So I'm already a huge fan of yours, a huge fan of so many people that you're around. Um, I would love, and I love this interview because in a year we'll check back in. But basically, though you started in March of 2022, I really feel like 2023 January, this is really the launch point. So I wanted to just connect and get the story and everything on the front end still, and then check in a year or so. So what has been like the major challenges, things that you're going, I didn't even expect this challenge. I didn't see it coming. And then talk about overcoming and persevering through that and starting something new. Because the concept of bringing people together for wellness, health, let's all hold hands. Everything's gonna be all right, right, right. But when you put humans into any freaking equation, shit gets complex. I just want to be. Let me just keep it real, right? Any simple concept because of the ego of people, the negativity of people, and the lack of commitment from people because they're not really in, they're kind of in, but not in. When you're starting, God started a few things, right, in life, leadership, and business, and been part of things that have started. And then I'm like, man, this is so simple. I can't believe we're making this year. Or am I just off? Have you had no challenges and everything has been smooth?
Right. I started this very whimsical, and I'm gonna create a T-shirt that says "Gathering of Lightworkers, bring it in, bring it in." So yeah, it hasn't been. It's more the hug. Come on in.
Yeah, yeah,
Welcome to the
yeah.
group. And I haven't had to. I let people adult themselves, but as the group exploded, I mean, when we went from
Yes.
100 to 200, it was like, whoa, okay, now I gotta message all these people and the reminders. So that was the development of getting a website, getting the back office so I could start sending announcements, because that's a time saver. But now I'm reaching more people.
Right.
But with, yeah, the launch, now we've created, and I say we, I have people like Will Green and different instrumental people that have been a huge support in the growth and the development. This is a journey. This isn't just my journey. This is the magic, is the members of the group. This is a creation of many people putting into this. But yes, you're right. The first of the year has been the official transition into these elevated memberships where we're offering enhanced value. And I'm putting out more and more educational series. I'm sure we're going to have Zoom. We've got podcasts on the list, fireside chats. I mean, we're going to be having all sorts of t-shirts. Like shades that say "Your light's so bright, I need to wear shades." um, I know
I
you
love
want them.
that. I love
I'm gonna
that.
send it to you. It's exciting. I mean, what I'm seeing is I'm seeing this ripple effect, but I feel this tsunami coming. Like, I've got to be ready, because people are looking for this. And so they're looking for holistic health. They're looking for community. They're looking for tribe. They're looking,
Mm.
how the heck do I market myself, and I do my taxes, and I figure out like legal stuff, and I still have time to run my business? A lot of people don't have time to do that, or the methods that where they're landing, the foundation they're landing on hasn't been strong enough, or people aren't leaning in. I have
Yeah.
naturopathic doctors that are amazing, they're brilliant, but they also have these gifts where they, with plants and the energetic medicine, and in the gathering of light workers, like, we're all leaning in like, shut up, tell me more.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And it's one of these things I'm discovering is I have also men. You think of a lot of these kind of woo woo energy groups are just women, but it's, this space is for men and women. It's for everybody. And it doesn't matter if you're just like bohemian, tent priestess, Peruvian, or I've got men in the group that are ex-military, like high and tight, and they have these spiritual gifts as well that they start sharing. And so it's just been a very safe, sacred space for people of all walks of life, all backgrounds, to come in and share their knowledge, experience, and wisdom, because we all have something to share. So going back, I could talk forever, but going back, the challenges, right? So when you go into the next phase, for me, it's the challenges of having to do all these little details on the back end, where I've literally been, whatever, come on in. And now I have to have details and bumper lanes and defining things. And so for me, that's been more personally challenging. But with the people, I think everybody in the group comes from love. And if
Mm.
they don't last. Like, everybody's, and let's talk about this. What is a light worker? It's pretty simple. It's anybody that wants to share their light with the world. Doesn't matter what you do for a day job. Doesn't matter what you look like, what you wear. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter your politics. None of that matters. It's just you want to share your light. And so the people that are really tapping into that, and they come from their heart and from love, those are who are in our group. They just naturally stay there. And so I've got, some early members that have joined me in the development in this transition. I do want to give a shout out to some of them too. Um, but yeah, it's new. There's nothing to model. That's my biggest challenge. I don't have anything to model off of. I mean, I'm talking like, when I do the Google business or, the different like drop down menus for what business are you? I'm like, what business am I?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
And it's
that's
holistic
phenomenal.
health, it's education, it's community, it's networking, it's consulting. It's like this hybrid of all things, but it's all things mind, body, spirit.
That's
Um,
phenomenal. So at this point and juncture, I mean, starting from this gal who didn't understand her spiritual gifts, condolences on your dad, started to get into the health industry because of some things your mother and your father were experiencing. Being in the health industry for 2 decades, and then now in the financial realm, doing taxes and all that. And then where you are now, where this is a definite success. I mean, you're on here not to share about something that might be successful. You're on here because this thing is a success and that you're on the trajectory for something pretty amazing. What would be taking the culmination of all these years of you as from a kid to an adult to a professional to being single, married, and then being married, no kids, to now being married, having kids, entrepreneur, but have a day job. Talk about what your message to the world might be.
I think it goes back to the mission of the group, and it's raising the frequency of joy and gratitude. And I think, again, going back to finding joy in your life and being grateful for what you do have, not what you don't have. So don't let that itty bitty committee in your head start talking. I think for me, coming from my parents were, we didn't have a lot growing up.
Mm,
And my favorite memories were when we were technically homeless and we lived in a travel trailer in Central Oregon, helping my dad's hunting buddy build a hand-scribed log cabin. I think I was 12 years old, running around the woods with my dog. And my brother's older than me. He's 12 years older, so he was already on his own. But um, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that my parents moved a lot and I had to transition, and I knew that I needed to make a friend before lunch or I'd be sitting by myself at the cafeteria.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I don't look at perspective on life of how that was hard or poor me. I look at how grateful I am for those experiences and who it made me to be now, to be a warrior, to be strong, to be have that capacity to go up to a complete stranger and talk to them and connect with them. And that comes back to a lot of what you teach in relationships
yeah.
and the value of that. And I think when we get back to the simple things of life versus all the static that's around us, we're always going to have that, but staying grounded in what's important, joy and gratitude, I think life gets better from there.
Real talk. I like that. I like that a lot. And then, so how do people find you? Talk about your website. Talk about the Facebook, your Facebook page, which Coach V is a part of with the Lightworkers group. Um, and then talk about what projects are coming up.
Yeah, you can go to gatheringalightworkers.com. That's the new website.
Okay.
Has all the information on there. We're still building, bringing more content onto that. So that's never ending evolution and progress. The Facebook group is Gathering a Lightworkers. That could be Google searched on there. And that is just a platform, kind of that entry level platform where people get to take a peek. There's always an offering and opportunity for people to have an experience. And then there's the memberships that are on the website that just are further enhancement in value with education, helping and supporting and giving the foundation to the professional members, marketing them. So the way we're going to be marketing these professional members is, for example, doing a photo shoot and asking different interview questions, much like what you do. But for me, I'm going to be asking them what brings them joy in what they do with business
Yeah.
versus the pitch slap. We're going to bring joy and connection and connect to people's hearts. And that's what resonates. And it comes down to who do you want to do business with, right? So if you have a naturopathic doctor that, or a chiropractor, healer, or a hypnotherapist, and you're like, I like that person. That person has integrity. They're going to get me. I want to go see them. So it's sharing that. So we start creating connection that way and get the word out. So it excites me. Future projects, oh my gosh, it doesn't even end. The podcast is the next step. I have been asked to do events and retreats. So, for example, we might do half-day retreats this spring, just weather pending, or we'll go do some, what's it called, where we're going and getting the plant medicine out of the hills and learning about it and harvesting our plants. I know we've talked about harvesting.
Yeah.
And there's so many people in the group that do that, and being able to use those plant tinctures for healing. Dr. Taylor, naturopathic doctor, just did flower essences, and I had a woman fly up from Phoenix, Arizona, to come to our class in Meridian.
That's
Like, that
awesome.
just blows my mind. I mean, the word's getting out, and there's just all these amazing souls in our group that have so much to offer. And that brings me joy, is when I can connect them with other people. And the it's just this big wave that's happening. And it's such a positive, high vibe wave. That excites me. That's my sexy in what I'm doing.
That's
You know, what
awesome.
turns you on, what keeps you going. Yeah, I love this. I love this so much.
And then go shout outs. Who would you like to shout out here on the show?
Yes, I have a few shout outs. So I want to shout out to Will Green. He's been instrumental helping me with, brother Will. He's like my brother from another mother. Uh, we spent a lot of time together. So he's been instrumental in helping me with the website, content, lot of mentoring there. I also want to shout out to just a handful of our new professionals. They're going to be their professional members that are going to be part of this building process. Because like I said, it's not just one. This is a community that's creating this massive wave of where we're going. So I've got Dr. Dana Mockenhop with Inspire Natural Medicine. I've got Michelle and Marty Cole with Talahi Wellness, Katie Packwood with Luminous 12 that does Rasha, and also Kim Harrison with Life Coach for Dreamers. She does dream readings for people. So these are just a handful of the people coming on that are going to be part of our community and building, and it's just going to continue to be a wave of people coming on and building. Eventually, this is the big plan, coach, is a holistic healing center.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, it's built here, and
Yeah.
I think quite a few people are getting that. I'm going to call divine download of what it's supposed to be. It's mind blowing how I'm meeting people, and we're getting the same vision. The Gathering of Lightworkers is the virtual version of it. These are all the beautiful practitioners and the people with all the different elemental experiences. We just don't have the brick and mortar yet. I'm going to say
Yeah.
yet, because it's built energetically. That is going to be very soon in the near future. This beautiful multi-million-dollar property that is going to be welcoming to all, that's going to be teaching us how to begin healing our bodies, our minds, body, and spirit, all the elements.
That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. So, welcome everybody to the Coach V Show. If you just tuned in, we are with the founder of Gathering the Light Workers, and she is Miss Nikki Cruz, Nikki MacGregor. Nikki Cruz, I don't even know where that came from. Nikki MacGregor from Meridian, Idaho, and she is a great friend of mine. And her and brother Will Green are tag teaming on a phenomenal, huge project with all her members that are just doing some great things. You can connect with her at Gathering the Light Workers, plural, yes, workers.
Gathering of Lightworkers.
Gathering of Lightworkers.com.
.com. Yes,
And then you
sir.
could also find that same deal on Facebook, which I'm a member of, and a Facebook follower of that page. And then let's go final, Nikki. Before we let you go here, your experience being on the show, and all the good work that's about to get done.
Um, final. Again, I think it's just remembering our joy and remembering our gratitude and staying humbled. in what we're doing.
I love that. Thank you so much, Nikki, for coming on the show. And thank you for everybody out there that's tuning in all over the world on the Dash Radio app from Dash Radio, Hollywood, California. And then also the Island City Media Group team. Thank you so much for broadcasting here on Facebook Live and then also on Spotify. You can also find the show on the Coach V YouTube channel. Please subscribe. You'll get daily content and weekly content that'll help you find the joy, find your light, and then share your light with the world. And then lastly, for Nikki and I, it's just not for the sake of just success and success alone that you tune into a show like this, but really for the sake that you be your best. In doing so, you realize the best of your abilities and that everything and anything that you dream, work, and pray for can be achieved. This is how Nikki in Meridian, Idaho, and your boy Coach V lives, all about faith and family. Grateful for God's amazing grace. We will see you on the next episode on next Motivation Monday here on the Coach V Show. From your girl Nikki, your boy Coach V. One love, mad respect. Live it. Peace.
Thank you.
Choo!